younger years, she was once a tambouriner and a youth vice chairman.
Now, she is one of our song leaders. Not only that, siya ang may pinakamaraming life groups sa taong ito.
She is bold and fearless
When it comes to her calling in the Lord. Hi, Miss Larry!
Hello! Yeah.
Happy Friday!
Happy Friday too!
And happy Friday for those who are watching us today.
Yes. And kumusta ka na?
By the grace of God, I'm great and I'm so happy and blessed to be with the ChatBox today with the both of you.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're very much welcome.
Yes. And we have known that ikaw yung may pinakamaraming life group for this year. How does it feel?
It feels like it's fulfilling and it's for the glory of God. Of course, I'm very happy.
That's great. What is life grouping to you?
Life grouping for me is that as a growing Christian or a mature Christian, it should be our DNA because this is one way to evangelize and to disciple our brethren, and it is also one way to revive others whose faith is already growing from the Lord, and so we should do life grouping.
So, Miss Larry, what made you decide to start a life group?
What made me decide is that I always recollect those times when I was still a youth. It is in my heart already to let others also know Christ, not just they know Christ that saves them, but of course they will be matured as a growing Christian. Because if others would not have prayed for me to become matured as a Christian, then I wouldn't be here today. So let's pay forward what we have learned from the scripture of the Lord. And I also believe that we are already blessed since we are saved by the grace of God. So we will be a blessing to everyone.
You will be found your purpose.
This is amazing. Of course, meron din yung mga struggles. What are your struggles sa pagkakaroon ng isang life group?
Yeah, I'm sure meron yung iba't ibang phase eh.
Oo.
Diba? May masaya, at saka meron din mga...
Having struggles in our life grouping is normal, but how you remain committed and how you remain faithful is what makes the life group sustain. And so, how did I manage that? I just pray to God that these struggles will not be a hindrance so that I can still continue with what is being set for the life group.
Yeah, tama talaga yung intro natin. Sabi na, you are fearless and bold.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yes, that's right. Now, di ba nga, yung pag-aalaga ng mga tao, it's like, di ba may kaakibat yan ng mga bagay na it's not easy talaga no, yung mag-aalaga ka ng mga tao. It's not easy. Now, di ba nga, you have your personal life. So if ever, like, there comes a time or point in your life na may problema ka personally, paano mo nababalance yung nag-aalaga ka ng tao tsaka may problema ka pa personally?
If you have personal problems, it's also normal for all of us. Hindi tayo robot. We're still on Earth. So definitely we will have personal problems. But once you set your life group, see to it that you are emotionally prepared to. So you will set aside those personal problems so that you can go on and continue. And what is the most important is always soak first with prayer so that you can prepare spiritually for the next life group.
Yeah, that's right. Yung prayer talaga.
That's right. So sa panahon ngayon is, we know that there are a lot of genders, right? But since ikaw yung may pinakamaraming life group, of course, marami talagang kasama sa life group. And how do you handle diversity?
This is what we call the hetero life group, wherein we are not limited to just one gender for women. But
Do you handle it?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So, Zarra, so
How did you handle it?
How did I handle it? I see to it that everyone can come together with a common interest. Of course, aside from the scripture of that we are about to talk, we are about to speak in the life group. We situate that everyone should be having the same interest. For example, during your introduction, ensure that you also involve them from worshiping, from the prayer, give them also their part to pray so that they will not be felt neglected, they will not be aloof, and so you can also talk to them to impart their opinions, their sharing throughout the duration of your life group so that everybody will be involved, even though they are not just women or purely they are just not NGYC or children, but everybody should be involved. You can ask questions that will relate to what we discuss in accordance with the scripture.
It's
Like, you can talk everything under the sun. Alin ba ang mas madali para sa'yo? Yung hetero or homogeneous?
It's madali yung homogeneous kasi women, even though we have different experiences and different life outside our life group, but we can always relate being women.
Yeah.
Madali talaga.
May
May hugot si isang nanay, may hugot din si isang nanay, and then mag-overflow na yung topic, and then what is important is we close it in a prayer.
Yeah. Kasi nakaka-relate kapag kapareho talaga.
Exactly.
So, medyo may boundary ata.
Hindi, wala.
Just kidding.
Now,
We can always invite you in our next life group.
Always open. Now, sinabi mo kanina, hindi talaga, like, sa mga sinabi mo po, hindi talaga madali yung mag-handle ng mga tao. Now, the question is, how do you handle rejection? Kasi nga, di ba, di naman like every person na nilalapitan mo, okay kaagad yung sagot. So, how do you handle rejection?
Rejection is normal for us mature Christians. But what is important is, one day I always say this in my heart, Lord, one day or someday, I am still hopeful that itong taong to will always say to me, mag-like po tayo. At first, meron yung rejection, but never give up if one rejected you. Because it's not you who is being rejected. But do not also despise. Instead, Lord, I have this hope that sooner or someday, magkakaroon pa rin siya ng heart or hungriness na magla-like you.
So my question ako is, Lord, what if that person really like rejected you many times? Like kahit anong effort mo, kahit like more than 10 rejections na natanggap mo sa kanya, same person. How would you handle
So far, wala pa naman ako naganda ng more than 10 times, but of course, we can easily discern if this person will be about to reject you. However, pag-pray mo lang yun. And then, do not let this rejection towards a person set a boundary between the both of you. But instead, continue what you have shown to her, what you have encouraged her, continue pa rin. So that there is no hurt feelings. That is how I handle rejection.
Like, kumbaga, like, just continue to be kind to that person.
That's right. So, bagay talaga sa'yo yung pagiging bold.
And
Bold. Since Zara already mentioned about rejection, so have you ever had a point that you wanted to quit? It's because of these rejections.
For rejections, as I've said, this shouldn't be an avenue wherein you will quit, because being committed to what the work that the Lord entrusted to you, hindi mo po yung problema pag reject ka. But however, if there's one thing or a point in my life is left to be there, I wanted to quit. It's not because I was rejected, but because of some schedule, time management. But of course, as we go along the way, we know how to manage our time. Truly, in-order po ni Lord lahat yung mga time natin. So, we properly quit.
That's really amazing.
fighting talaga, kahit anong mangyari, fighting. So you have said na, like, I have learned na yung commitment talaga ang kailangan kapag ka mag-start ka ng life. Now, ano pa pong plano nyo now that you've started, now that you have like lots of life group, may plano ka pa po ba as a life group leader? Ano po yung mga goals?
Yes, a life group leader, we should be a planner and we should be an encourager to our life group members. And so one of our plans is that our life group members should be also one of the life group leaders. That is why we encourage them to attend our LDTVA and we encourage them to attend whatever activities that we have, like Don't Watch and OP, and so that mamumold nila din yung commitment, the obedience towards the life group leaders, and so that they can also be a life group leader soon. Yun po ang plano namin for our life group, especially for one life group for women. They are also involved in our activities in the church, and so we encourage them that we should also seek people whom we can share the gospel, so that this will be our avenue that we can create a new life group.
Like we are taking good care of those people para maging future leaders, not just like mainly
Not just your attendees or life group members, but we should lift them up to become life group leader, so that whatever we learn, we should always pay it forward to others. What had been God blessing us, wisdom, strength, courage, and understanding, we could also pass that to our life group members.
you should see them in a bigger picture.
Not quitting.
Yun lang yung nasa comfort zone.
Exactly. We let them feel how is it to be challenged as life group leaders.
It's holding them into
Yes.
like the best version of themselves as future life group leaders. Yes.
And of course, it's we talk all about life grouping, sabi may mga pinakamaraming life group. And what can you say sa ating mga co-JM or co-Christians na nasa-start pa na ng life group or wanting or planning to have a life group? What can you advise them?
My advice for our co-JM workers and members and leaders, especially those who are just forming their life group, huwag po kayo ma-discourage, because discouragement is not from the Lord. Stay committed and always soak with prayer and always lay your plans towards God, especially you have planned to open your life group. Huwag po kayong magmadali, but always soak with prayer, be committed, and never give up, because as leader, we shouldn't be a quitter.
That's right.
As the song goes, impossible is just a word. Tama ba?
Wala pong leader na mag-quit,
Yeah.
because a quitter is one manifestation that you cannot be a leader. And then we will win for God's kingdom, not for our glory, but for God's kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah, we do all these things para sa Panginoon.
Yes. ChatBox 3D.
Catch us.
Every second and fourth Friday of the month
Don't forget to follow and subscribe
to all our social media platforms.